Hello there guys, and welcome back again here to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing you my ultimate sorcerer guide focusing on auto attack build for both PvP and grinding. This class got nerfed before its official release, possibly because it was too overpowered on the test server, but that doesn't mean it's weak. It still has a decent DPS. Now, if we compare it to Warlock, I would say the Warlock is still stronger in PvP because of its burst damage with skill like Spellbook. As you know, the current meta is all about skill type and pass skills, especially with all the PvP wards and various damage reductions. But what I like about this class is that it adds a twist to the game with a strong SP drain abilities. It's fun to build because it's not too overpowered, and if you're a fan of auto attacks, this class will suit you better. Before we get started to the guide, if you are new here to my YouTube channel, just make sure to click the subscribe button so you can be updated on my latest upload. And I'm also providing pilot services and discounted top-up. If you are interested, you can message me on my Discord channel. I will put a link in the description below. So without further ado, let's get started. For stats allocation, I highly suggest go for max agility for ASPD, in for magic attack and magic damage, and lock for additional magic attack. For PvP, you can max out Agi for ASPD or attack speed, and add int for magic damage and magic attack. Then increase your vitality for tenacity, and you can also experiment by adding dex because sometimes you will miss against Guillotine Cross, especially if they do have high flee when using shield dodge. For skill stats allocation, you can simply copy or mimic this build. For the second job skill, you can remove magic punishment because it consumes mana quickly. However, its advantage is it provides magic damage reduction, which I prefer. That's why I put it. For Divine Armament, I'm currently using Serpent's Battle Rage mainly because it provides magic damage based on every 20 int we have. So I have a total of 21.45 magic damage because I have 309 int, and I think it's good. However, you can also use Master of Magic since it provides 30% skill bonus, but it depends on how high your magic damage percentage is. As I mentioned in my previous guide, every stats has its counterpart, so the higher your magic damage compared to the opponent's magic damage reduction, the higher damage you can deal. But in our case, we use elemental damage, so I'm not sure if the 30% skill bonus damage is converted to elemental damage. Like for example, if I currently have 58% wind skill damage, I'm not sure if it would become 88 or if the 30% skill damage bonus only applies to the overall damage. Please comment down below if you know the answer because it will really change our builds. For weapon, I'm using Holy Word. So main reason because this is the only weapon that you can use with this build. For weapon, I'm currently using Skull Worker and Dark Priest 3-star, or you can use Hydra if you want to go full DPS, but you can also use Desert Wolf card and Goblin for Dorams, or Status card if you're playing as a utility. For armor, you can use Elemental Armor cards or Ghost Ring for neutral damage reduction. For cloaks, you can use neutral damage reduction cards like Raydrick or Elemental Resistance cards. For boots, I'm currently using Illusion Dark Lord and Alarm, but you can also use Explosion card for Magnum Break. For card accessories, I'm using 4 rate cards for magic damage percentage, but you can also use Ether card when goes since there is a 5% chance of turning the target defense to water type, especially if you always use wind element spirit. For Verscores, I'm not lucky enough to get momentum management module, but that's the most important Verscore since it provides ASPD. Next, you should prioritize getting Omnichip, Core Overload, Transcendence, and Prophetic spells. Or you can also use Elemental Gloves, just make sure to use Scrolls for added damage. Then get one main Elemental Protocol that you will always use. For sigils, you can use PvP damage reduction sigils or Braveheart for added damage reduction. For feathers, if you're a semi-spender, I highly suggest going space, time, day, and sky since it provides ignore magic defense. And also on the purple feathers, you can also use justice for added P-dep, especially if your int is more than 300. For defense feathers, well, you can use dark and light for added PvP damage bonus. And for the remaining feathers, consider using night and divine. If budget allows, then prioritize nature feather for more ignore magic defense. Then use mix of truth for the purple one for additional damage since Sorcerer is a DPS class. And for more balanced approach, you can use Justice Feather across all your defensive slots so you can gain additional P-dep for sustainability. Well, for Nexus talent, you'll need Elemental Shield, Elemental Amplification, and Elemental Resonance, and lastly, the Spirit Blessing. Well, for the offensive Nexus, I suggest focusing on PvP damage bonus because you already have an advantage against players with lower magic defense. Then if you find that your ignore magic defense isn't high enough, consider switching to ignore magic defense, experiment with different setup to find what works best for you. Well, for Nebula Path, the one that you're going to use is the Spirit Kin, mainly because it provides ASPD and because of its talent. And again guys, thank you for watching my video. If this video was helpful for you, just make sure to click the subscribe button to get more updates on my latest upload. And also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and see you on my next video. Bye-bye!
I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh